everyone, and welcome back to Space and Self Live. I'm Yvonne Bignall, and as always, I'm joined by the wonderful Surabhi Kumari, who is an architect, wellness designer, and my favourite voice on the emotional intelligence of space.
Thank you, Yvonne. Hi, everyone. It's so lovely to see you again. In our last conversation, we explored boundaries begin at home, how our physical boundaries mirror our emotional ones, and how our spaces can teach us to protect and honor our energy.
Yes, and today's topic is really a continuation of that journey, because once we've drawn our boundaries, the next question becomes, what are we still holding inside those boundaries that no longer belong? We're talking about clutter, but not just as too much stuff, which is what we usually go to when we think of clutter, but we're exploring its deeper layers, what it holds, why it builds, and how letting go can become an act of emotional and energetic healing.
Exactly, because clutter is never just physical. It's emotional residue, stories, identities, and attachments that we have stored in the material world. Every item carries a piece of memory, a moment in time, a past version of you. And when we hold on to too much of it, we also hold on to the weight of unprocessed emotion.
Oh, that's so true. So true. So today we're not talking about decluttering as a task or a weekend project, but as a gentle spiritual process of releasing what no longer serves you.
Yes, because when you declutter consciously, you're not just creating space on your shelves, you're creating space in your energy. You're saying to yourself, I trust life enough to let go.
I love that. Now, I literally can feel that. Letting go as a form of trust. This is such an important conversation. I think, especially for women who carry so many layers of responsibility, emotion, and memory within their homes. So, today we'll learn how to approach clutter, not with guilt or shame, but with awareness, gratitude, and grace. And I'll start with a small personal story. I always like to go there. A few years ago, I decided to clear my wardrobe. I thought it would take an hour. It took 3 days. Wild. And not because of the clothes, but because of the emotions attached to them. You know, there were clothes from my younger, busier self, the always on stage version of me, and letting them go felt like saying goodbye to an identity. But as I worked through it, something shifted, and it wasn't sadness, it was actually relief. When I finally released those clothes, I didn't just free up hangers, I made space in my energy. I realized that letting go wasn't about losing something, it was about lightening what I carried.
That's so powerful, so lovely, Yvonne. I see this with my clients all the time, especially women who have achieved so much, yet find themselves surrounded by stuff that feels heavy. One woman told me, I have a beautiful home, but it doesn't breathe anymore. When I visited, it wasn't cluttered in a messy sense. It was emotionally cluttered. Every shelf was filled with old gifts, past achievements, things she no longer loved, but felt guilty discarding. When we began decluttering together, she said, every object feels like a negotiation between who I was and who I am.
Mm.
But when she started releasing, she began to cry, not from sadness, but from relief. A week later, she said, I finally feel like my home represents who I have become, not who I used to be.
Oh my goodness, that's so beautiful and so human, right? Because clutter is rarely about laziness, it's emotional hesitation, the mind's way of holding on to what the heart has already outgrown.
Exactly. The healing begins the moment we stop judging the clutter and start listening to what it's trying to tell you. Let's pause for a moment and invite everyone watching to reflect. Take a slow breath and ask yourself, what spaces in your home feel heaviest right now? Which corners do you avoid? And if you were to describe the energy of that space, what emotion would it hold?
Yes. Sometimes it's not the busiest part of the home, but the quiet corners, the drawer you never open, the closet you dread sorting. Those spaces often hold emotional residue, unprocessed feelings, unfinished stories, or identities you've quietly outgrown.
Exactly. Clutter gathers where energy gets stuck around grief, guilt, fear, or even perfectionism. It's like the home's emotional scar tissue. And when you begin to release it, you're not just creating space externally, you're sending your nervous system a message it's safe to let go.
Absolutely. And that's such a powerful reframe. You know, letting go becomes not a chore, but an act of healing self trust. Because each time you release, you remind yourself that you know that you are no longer defined by what you hold.
Yes, and sometimes that's the first step towards emotional freedom. Let's talk about why this connection between clutter and emotion exists. From a design psychology and energetic perspective, everything in your home carries frequency. Each object interacts with your senses visually, tactically, emotionally. When a space becomes overcrowded, your brain starts processing too many inputs.
And that's why a cluttered room can make you feel anxious, you know, or fatigued. Your
Yes,
mind is subconsciously trying to organize and interpret too many signals at once.
exactly. Your environment mirrors your internal state. A cluttered space holds emotional noise, and that noise vibrates through your nervous system. So, decluttering isn't about aesthetics or minimalism, it's about energetic coherence. When your space breathes, you breathe. When light finds its way through your home, your mind finds stillness.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. And what I love is it's never just about getting rid of things, right? It's about what happens within you as you do so. Because each object you release frees up not only space, but self permission.
Yes, and the key is awareness. When you approach decluttering consciously, with intention and gratitude, it transforms from a task into a ritual. It becomes what I like to call energetic hygiene, a practice of releasing old frequencies so your environment can hold new ones.
Oh, I love that phrase. Energetic hygiene. It's like washing your home's emotional energy, just as you would cleanse your body.
Exactly. It's slow, mindful, and deeply personal. Because you're not just editing your environment, you're rewriting your emotional landscape.
Yeah, wonderful. Now, as always, we like to bring in some micro activities. So we're going to share a few with you now. For those who are watching, these are small ways to begin decluttering with awareness and compassion. And the first one is the thank you release. When you let go of an item, pause and acknowledge it. Say quietly, thank you for serving me. I release you now. That gratitude helps your body feel safe with release.
Yes, and it changes the energy completely. You move from discarding to honoring. And in that shift, the process becomes emotional closure rather than loss.
Yeah, absolutely. The next one, the one surface reset. Pick one small surface, a bedside table, a dresser, or desk, and clear it completely. Leave only what feels calm, current, and connected to your life now. You'll be amazed how one clear space can influence your entire mood.
Exactly, our brains crave visual rest. A single uncluttered area helps recalibrate your attention and nervous system.
And so the third one, the emotional audit. Each time you touch an object, ask, does this energize me or exhaust me? You'll feel the answer instantly. Your body knows before your mind rationalizes. Trust that instinct.
And remember, if you feel resistance, that's okay. That resistance is often the doorway to release. You can even journal what comes up. Sometimes it's the object you were attached to, but the story it tells.
Indeed. And the fourth one then is the weekly lightness ritual. Every week, pick one drawer, one shelf, one corner. Let go of just 5 things. That may sound a lot. 5 things that no longer align with who you are now. Over time, these small releases accumulate into emotional spaciousness.
Yes, decluttering doesn't need to be dramatic. It can be gentle, cyclical, like breath work. Release, pause, breathe, repeat.
There you go. I love that. Decluttering as breath work for the home. Each release is an exhale, and every exhale invites peace in. As always, we'd love to hear from you. What space in your home feels ready for release? Is there a drawer, a chest, a closet, or even an old memory you're ready to lighten?
Yes, and remember, you don't have to do it all. Even one item released with awareness can shift your energy field. Share your reflections with us. Your story might inspire someone else to begin. In our last Space and Self sprint, one participant said, when I cleared my bedside table, I stopped waking up anxious. That's how subtle this work can be. Physical clarity creates emotional calm.
Yes, absolutely. And another said, I realized I wasn't attached to the things, I was attached to the story they told. So powerful. And that's the power of mindful decluttering. It's emotional editing, not deprivation.
If this conversation resonates with you, we'd love for you to join our New Year, New You Space and Self Sprint starting January 2026. And it's a 5-day guided experience designed to help you release old energy and invite new flow, both in your home and your heart.
You can join the wait list or download our Space and Self ebook to start exploring gentle, restorative ways to lighten your space, one corner at a time. Remember, letting go is not losing, it's returning to yourself.
Yes, when you release what no longer supports your growth, your home and your life becomes lighter, freer, and more in tune with your becoming.
Do you know what? Thank you. Thank you, Surabhi, as always. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next Thursday for our next conversation, Light, Colour and Mood, designing for emotional regulation.
Until then,
Breathe
clear
and let go.
with love. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.